Hello, Seattle in the house. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thanks again, everyone, for taking the time out of your day to join us. Today, we're going to be sharing with you some of the successful tips we've gathered along the way in working with large dispensaries and cannabis retail chains. So we're going to be sharing with you some of the successful marketing strategies that goes along with developing, if you will, a strategy that encompasses multiple markets. And part of what we're going to be sharing with you as well is a collaborative effort, right, to drive high revenue and rapid growth amongst multi-state operators. How is that done? Okay, so bear with us here. There's a lot of content we're going to be sharing today. A little bit about myself, your presenter today. My name is Eduardo Silva. I bring with me 18 years in marketing and sales experience, so I'll be sharing hopefully a lot of that knowledge with you today, and certainly appreciate everyone's participation. If you are not familiar with this backdrop on this image here, let's see if anybody can actually guess. This is actually a famous beach in Brazil. There it is, Brazil. Somebody did guess it correctly. This is Rio de Janeiro. This is Copacabana. So a little bit more about myself. So I've been with Foot Traffic here since January. However, certainly been one of the advisors for Foot Traffic as we've been scaling. Foot Traffic as an organization has been around for over 4 years now. Okay, so we've been in cannabis-specific business focus across these 4.5 years. We're all U.S.-based. We have a distributed team across the United States, from the West all the way to the East Coast. And we are a digital marketing agency. At any given point, we may be working with 200-plus dispensary locations across 20 states, and that also includes Canada, which is not a U.S. state, if you were guessing. But certainly, happy to bring a lot of that knowledge and experience that we have gathered along this journey with your help. Let's get ready for our webinar today. We're going to be moving fairly quickly. There is a good amount of content we're going to be covering. So before getting started, let's take a moment to just silence our cell phones or put them down on our desks, facing down, if you will, to avoid a little bit of that distraction that we often get, right? No angry birds, if you will. Familiarize yourself with the Zoom interface as well. There is a Q&A button, okay? So if you navigate to the top of your screen there on Zoom, you're going to see that Q&A button. That's where you're going to be asking your questions throughout the webinar. We do have panelists who are going to be helping us address those questions live, so that way we don't have to take many breaks here to address questions. So please do feel free to go ahead and share any questions you have throughout the webinar, okay? So we're going to be getting started here once again. Let's talk a little bit about the content we're going to be covering. So the dispensary recreational market in the U.S. and Canada is worth $36 billion and growing. But multi-state operators expansion is not an easy feat or a cheap one at that, right? So to maximize profits, we're going to be sharing with you several tips on how to create these crucial marketing strategies that are going to be very dollars wise, right? So developing a revenue-driven marketing strategy will ensure you stay focused and make decisions that put you closer to those goals. The tips that we are sharing with you today has been created based on 4+ years of experience in working directly with MSOs as an extension of their marketing team. So we're bringing to you direct experience in those MSOs expansions. So corporate and store managers, let's talk about that a little bit, right? We have to work as one. It must be a collaborative effort to build a brand, and having a transparent and actionable marketing strategy can really help avoid a lot of confusion, conflict, and mismatched efforts and get you more bang for your buck, right, as you continue to expand your brand. You don't want to dilute the value of your brand. And so a well-designed strategy can help you protect your brand and keep everyone on the same page. So today we're going to be reviewing what you need to do to implement a sound marketing strategy and how responsibility should be divided. Okay, so to get us started, let's start with a quick survey here. So there's going to be a quick poll that's going to jump in front of you. Go ahead and take a brief moment to answer this question. Do you create for yourself and your marketing brand, right, and your dispensary brand, do you create a marketing strategy for each location individually? Let's see how this fares out for everyone here. So good data for us to continue here our presentation today, okay? And wait just a couple more seconds here to get all these questions loaded, these answers loaded, excuse me. All right, I think we're done. So let's review what we have found here, right? So it looked like, there it is. Yes, 43% of the attendees today have said that they actually do create a strategy for each location individually. So that's pretty good. But we are seeing here that, more than 50% are either on the no or for some stores only. So this is good information as we veer into our presentation here today, okay? Let's go ahead and share these results. Great. So first, let's talk about the reach of your marketing strategy. We've worked with multiple enterprise clients and noticed that they have something in common before they start working with us. While they may have great ideas on how to market their brand nationally, they often overlook marketing at a local level. Why? Because they assume that what works at a national level will work on a local level as well. This is a big mistake, okay? Setting a weak budget for your retail locations will make your marketing strategy less effective on the ground. Think about where revenue is being generated. It's at the local retail level. Understanding your customers regionally will give you a critical competitive advantage. We have a client who began offering delivery in New York City, and they advertise the same way across all of their locations. Our team noticed that the Queens location wasn't seeing any growth. By implementing a new digital marketing strategy that focused on the target audience for each one of these specific locations, we were able to better segment their ads that appeared, right, to their Queens audience and get them more customers. Plus, it's especially important to support your local essential businesses more than ever with the COVID-19 and to work within the communities in which they are located. So with that in mind, let's dive into the 5 steps of carving out your successful cannabis retail chain marketing strategy. So first, find your target audience. This is a crucial step that will help you spend your marketing dollars wisely. And it has 2 parts: creating an ideal customer profile and finding your store's target market. By brainstorming and coming up with an ideal customer profile for each of your dispensary locations, you can target your market efforts more effectively, attract this customer to your website, and compel them to buy from your shop. If you just assume that everyone is your customer and create generic ads, you will run a risk of not attracting anybody. So here's what you need to think about when creating these personas. First, consider demographics. What are the common ages, genders, income levels, and other relevant characteristics of your customer? Next, psychographics. How do your customers think? What are their attitudes, behaviors, and beliefs as they relate to your dispensary brand? Also, think about their pain points. What problems do your customers have that you could potentially solve? How do you make their lives better? Lastly, consider their consumption habits, okay? Once you have a good idea of the different people who visit each of your dispensary locations, figure out which of these personas buys the most cannabis with the least amount of friction. Okay? This is your ideal customer profile. Your ideal customer profile is your local marketing focal point. This is how you can market to the right people in order to increase your sales and create customer loyalty. With this information, you can now focus your local marketing efforts to attract more of the ideal customer profile for a particular shop. You can also create relevant marketing campaigns that resonate with this particular ideal customer profile. Plus, you will be able to better understand which events you should be targeting, which keywords you should use, and which products to focus on for your promotions and educational content. So now you may be asking, how do I determine each retail store's target market? Well, there are 5 ways we found that can help dispensary owners do this. The first is through your loyalty program. Look at the customer data you are capturing to identify trends. If you don't have a loyalty program, we have a great recommendation for you with a trusted brand. Text the word loyalty to 411-669, and we'll share some more of that information with you. We'll put it over here in the chat window as well, so you know exactly the term as well as the number, okay? You can also use survey to get more information about your customers. We have also a partner that makes this very easy and lets you capture this information fast. Ask your customers to fill out a quick survey about their preferences and request some demographic information at the same time. Offer them an incentive to complete the survey, such as a coupon code, perhaps 15% off their next purchase. These are easy steps you can take to learn more about the people who shop at your stores. Alternatively, think about places in the surrounding area and note any major employers, airports, universities, and tourist attractions. Get demographic information based on these nearby places where large groups of people congregate. The fourth way to nail down a store's target market is to ask your store owners, managers, bud tenders, and staff. Collaborate, guys. After all, they're on the front line with customers and can share customer pain points, purchasing motivations, and demographics. To make it easy to gather and analyze info from them, create an online survey so they can send in their feedback. You can also use and offer even an Amazon gift card incentive, right, to complete this survey. That usually motivates them pretty well. Finally, you can also use standard audience profiling to determine your store's target market. This turnkey solution is foot traffic's answer to determine who you should be marketing to. This powerful geolocation data provides a dispensary with actionable insights for hyper-targeted marketing campaigns and offers a significant competitive advantage for your dispensaries. Foot traffic takes the guesswork out of finding out who your customers are and hands you a report with data about the customer habits, including where they eat, shop, work, and socialize. We can also provide more advanced reporting that includes location and movement trends. So text profile to 411-669 to learn more about the standard and advanced audience profiling. I do have a quick preview here of what that can look like. So we have 2 packages available to get you started. The first one is a standard package, and the MSRP on that package is $1,000. You get all of the profiling of your customer. And then we have an advanced package, which is competitive analysis along with a lot of more marketing insights. And that is a $5,000 package, right? When you think about launching a dispensary, right, this could be extremely compelling information to either choose a location and or once you select a location, how to go to market and attract those new customers. Foot Traffic as a marketing agency will analyze this audience profile data and provide actionable recommendations on how to be successful in each one of these markets for you. So here's another quick survey for you. And we're going to go ahead and launch this poll here. Go ahead and take a moment to fill in this survey. How is your competition advertising to potential customers in those markets? Go ahead and take a moment here and just fill in some of these, fill in this question for us with your answers. Let's go ahead and see how this this is shaping out with our customers today. Take another couple minutes here or a couple seconds before we close the poll. Still drawing in a lot of answers. And there you have it. So still waiting on a couple more here, but okay, so there it is. So it looks like a lot of the competitors are using SMS marketing. Some of them are using some of the traditional marketing strategies, which is billboards, Google ads, and display ads. Wow, that seems to be the biggest. Display ads, geo ads is on the top of the results there. So I'll go ahead and share these results with you so you can see them as well for yourself. So moving right along here, step 2, scope out your local competition. Knowing what your competitors are doing is invaluable for identifying more marketing opportunities. When thinking about the competition, answer these key questions, right? Where are they stronger and weaker when compared to your retail location? Who do they attract compared to each of your retail store locations? How are they marketing their business? Gather this information, right? And in doing so, it can really help your company find advertising opportunities and better determine how you want to market your brand. Step 3, build your local authority. Now, local authority can take many different shapes, right? Especially when it comes to the digital world. Where you show up in the search results depends partly on your domain authority. Basically, your website needs to showcase that it's relevant and trustworthy. So building a local authority, go ahead and close this here. So building a local authority will allow you to rank better in search when people in your target markets try to find you. So how do you do that? Search is local, and your website needs to have the right local rankings, factors in order to show up when customers are looking for a dispensary. This is basically search engine optimization that it's focused on the local level. It involves on-page SEO for your website, including location pages for each of your retail stores, right? So making it individual. Another survey here, right? So how are you measuring the success of your marketing campaigns? So do we have the ability here? There it is. Here's another poll. Let's go ahead and gather some more information here from our trusted audience members today. So take a moment here to answer these questions for us. How are you measuring the success of your marketing campaigns? Okay, we'll take a couple more seconds here to just allow everybody to answer. We have a lot of more results still streaming in here. All right, gonna go ahead and close the poll now. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. So the question once again, how are you measuring the success of your marketing campaigns? So the highest response here, unsure, right? So this is quite common. The second highest response here is we track everything we can, right? So ultimately you just bring in as much data from every single source. And then, last but not least here in the results was Google Analytics. So this is a great one, right? We certainly really encourage that. I'll go ahead and share this result here with you guys. So moving right along here. Go ahead here and just get out of this poll. So execution is key, right? The last step in creating a marketing strategy is to measure your success. You need to know what's working and what's not working so that you can make changes as necessary. So you need to be dynamic. Your marketing strategy isn't static. It should be refined based on new information you're gathering. So you should track, right, the following: marketing campaign conversions, organic and paid website traffic and clicks, social follower counts and impressions, conversions, response rates, and average response time on social media or online chat. Number of positive reviews. Also track the negative reviews. They're just as important. Email and SMS marketing campaign performance. Transactions and revenue for those transactions. You should also be testing components of your campaigns to learn which are most effective for you, including email and SMS templates, send days and times, subject lines, and CTAs, social media channels and messaging, pay-per-click, landing pages, right? Website call to actions, local advertising channels like Google Ads, geo advertising, promotion coupons, contests, and even offer. These are all very, very important. These are all vital components of a good marketing strategy, as I just alluded to, but these factors don't matter if the strategy isn't implemented well. Once you've created your strategy, you need to determine who is going to do what, so that responsibilities are key. Remember, we started this conversation by saying that it's very important to have definitive strategy and collaborative effort between the on-ground, right, team, right, that is on the dispensary itself versus the actual corporate. So we find it's best that corporate handles the following, right? Company branding, general website management, national and regional broadcast, outdoor and print advertising, signage, social media accounts, national award submission, conference submissions, national loyalty programs. And then each retail location, right, they should be handling the following: their location page on the company website, local advertising, PR and outreach, local sponsorship, and local events. So these are all some of the areas where both local and corporate teams will need to share responsibility. So for example, while corporate can maintain a brand on YouTube account, local stores can create their own video playlist. Similarly, each retail store should have their own local Facebook page associated with the corporate brand Facebook page. For email and SMS, corporate should set a branded template, send national blasts to all emails and SMS lists, and establish oversight over local lists and campaigns. Retail dispensaries should maintain their own list of local customers and connect with them regularly via their own email and SMS campaigns. Blogs should be primarily managed by the corporate side, while dispensaries should create location-specific blogs that can be added as a section of their location and landing page with a CTA button that leads to their online menu. Finally, while online reviews should be tracked at both the corporate and dispensary level, the individual dispensary location should be frontline in resolving customers' issue relating to the store. Work with an agency to streamline your marketing efforts. So by choosing foot traffic, your national and local strategy and execution can be completed much faster and less expensively, right? Which translates to a higher ROI in the end of the day. A good agency will be a complementary extension of your team. It's not the replacement of the team. You can reduce the local learning curve, get insights into advertising limitations and digital marketing compliance, implement campaigns quickly, track the data, and make adjustments on the fly. Text agency to 411-669 to set up a strategy call with us and discuss the integrated marketing solution, including geo ads, Google Ads, SEO, and SMS. Moving right along here, right? So there you have it. Hopefully, we've dropped some value bombs on how an effective retail chain marketing strategy, how a retail chain marketing strategy marries both the corporate and retail managers to maximize the company revenue. The reality is MSOs are spending a lot to get established in a rapidly emerging cannabis industry retail market. It's a competitive landscape for sure. And you can blindly sit back and continue to focus your marketing budget on building your corporate brand and hope your store owners and managers can deliver on the revenue, or you can guide and empower them. So retail dispensary customers are your revenue levers. At Foot Traffic, we work to make your job a lot easier and help you pull these levers wisely and to the fullest potential possible, right? We focus on how many customers we can drive to buy from the local dispensaries, then prescribe the right services that will accomplish that goal. No cookie cutter formulas here, but carefully crafted marketing strategies that merge science and art. The current crisis has heightened the importance of both continuity across the brand stores, as well as the value of local marketing efforts. So with Foot Traffic, you can create and implement a strategy that will focus not only on helping you manage today's challenge, but also one that will set you up for a long-term success once the economy opens back up. I know that what we shared here was a lot of information. So does anybody have any questions here? Please do feel free to chime in on the Q&A portion of the webinar. Let's definitely get connected. We're certainly here to help. And let's continue the conversation because every brand is different. It's crucial that you create a distinct strategy that addresses your unique challenges. So schedule a strategy call session now, and let's talk about how we can optimize your strategy and help you capture more market share. Go to foottraffic.me.call or /call, and let's put some time together and get your free Yeti as well, right? You do qualify for a free Yeti for attending. If you don't know what a Yeti is, it's only the best thermal mug there is in the market, right? So certainly happy to provide you one for taking the time to listen to our webinar today. But I definitely want to make sure that we address any questions that we have here. And I'll wait a couple seconds here to allow these questions to stem in here. All right, first question here. What are geo ads? Great question. So geo advertising is the ability to advertise content across a display network, right? So this is how you actually get your brand out outside of just Google ads, right? So not to be confused with Google ads. What's really great about geo ads is that you can actually target specific regions, right? So geographical positioning. So think about your dispensary being located at X address, drawing a perimeter of 5 miles around your dispensary and saying any individual that is within that particular perimeter will be able to see a digital display advertisement of your brand, right, on either their mobile device or on their desktop, right? So that's a very powerful way to build awareness on specific local levels. And with COVID-19, geo advertising is very, very compelling. Why? Individuals are seldom going outside of their home. Usually when they're outside of their home, they're either going to a grocery store or perhaps taking a quick stroll at a park, right? So imagine yourself being able to target those regions. So once they pull out their phone and they're bored standing in line at a grocery store, right, they see your brand. Great way to get them to pick up some cannabis on their way back home, right? Perhaps place an order with you on their way back home. Once again, team, thank you so much for joining us today. I certainly appreciate everybody's time. Please do visit us at foottraffic.me/call. Let's schedule a strategy session and get that free Yeti to you. Thank you once again for your time. Look forward to speaking with you offline. Have a great rest of your day and stay safe.